ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। ऋभु गीता चैप्टर 1। ॐ ऋभुनिदाघ संवादः। ऋभुनिदाघ डायलॉग। अस्कंदा। The rishi spoke thus to Ribhu, the devotee of Shambho, the desireless, the best among sages, decked with ashes and rudrakshas, who was at Kedara on the Himalayan peak, worshipping the Lord of Kedara. Rishi, worthy son of Brahma, the lotus born, for our liberation, please enlighten us with the knowledge, the wisdom of the Vedas and Mahavakyas, the great aphorisms of Upanishads, which you obtained on Mount Kailasha by worshipping Lord Ishvara, by means of which we shall be enabled to cross the shoreless ocean of samsara, the repetitious cycle of birth and death. Suta. Gladdened by the words of the sages and looking around, he, Ribhu, addressed the wise assembly who were established in the contemplation of the feet of the Lord of the auctionary form. Ribhu. There is nothing secret from you, great souls, the noble devotees of Shambho, looking at you from the mansion of love of the three-eyed Lord. I shall communicate to you this. The aphoristic knowledge of Shankara, a great emanation from the head of the Vedas. Hear this, west of Main, seekers after the knowledge of Brahman. Hear this, the ocean of Shiva knowledge, by which you shall, conquering your attachment to the senses, by devotion to Shiva, cross that sea of samsara, offering obeisance to Mahadeva. I shall expound to you the knowledge of Ishvara. Ribhu. The cause of the universe is the divine consort of Uma alone, the shining illuminator, the one cause of the sentient and the insentient worlds, and the one cause of joy. For him, the great Ishvara, Maheshwara, there is no need for any action. He, Hara, alone is the cause of all. In other words, the formless Shiva alone is the source, substance, and substratum of all phenomenal universe. The charioteer born of the arrow, and the horses from the passage of the charioteer, the pair of eyes of you, the rider, and the pair of chariot wheels, the chariot fitted and yoked for the hunt, seated in the chariot with a crown on the head, and bows and arrows in front, and steering the chariot, may the dust of this Asthanu, the immovable, motionless one Shiva, protect us, bless us. Then addressing Nidagha, Ribhu said thus, I shall tell you about the definition of the self, which is not available in all the triad of time, past, present, or future. Ever the most secret of the secrets, by summarizing what has been expounded by Shiva, there is nothing that can be talked of as non-self, neither the mind as the non-self, nor the world as the non-self. Be of the certitude that there is nothing that is non-self. By the absence of all sankalpas, by the elimination of all forms, by the conviction of there being only Brahman, be of the certitude that there is not anything that is not self. In the absence of mind, there is no thinking. In the absence of the body, there is no aging. With the conviction of there being only Brahman, be of the certitude that there is no non-self. Be of the certitude that there is no non-self. Because of the absence of feet, there is no walking. Because of the absence of hands, there is no work. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self. Be of the certitude that there is no non-self. No non-self. Because of the absence of Brahma the Creator, there is no world, and in the absence thereof, there is no Hari, the Sustainer. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self, no non-self. In the absence of aging, there is no death, nor is there the world or the Vedas or the gods. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self, that there is no non-self. There is no non-self. There is no dharma, that is righteous conduct. There is no purity. There is no concept of truth and no fear. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self. Be of the certitude that there is no non-self. There is no non-self. Because there is no decay, there is no movement. Because there is no decay, there is no insentience. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self. Be of the certitude that there is no non-self. The Guru also indeed doesn't exist. Truly, there is no disciple. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self. There is no non-self. There being nothing that is the first, there nothing that is the second. There being no second, there is nothing as the first. If there is the concept of truth, something as untruth will also arise. If there be any concept of untruth, a concept of truth will also arise with it. If there is inauspiciousness, know that there is a notion of auspiciousness. Likewise, if there is auspiciousness, there will be inauspiciousness. If you think of fearlessness, fear is postulated. Fear is concomitant with fearlessness. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self. There is no non-self. There is no non-self. If there is bondage, there is liberation. In the absence of bondage, there is no liberation. If there is death, there is birth. In the absence of birth, there is no death either. In the absence of birth, there is no death either. If there is you, there is I. If there is no you, there is no I. If there is this, there is that. In the absence of that, there is no this either. If it is there, implies something not being there. It is not there implies something being there. If there is an effect, there is some cause. In the absence of effect, there is no cause. If there is duality, there is a concept of non-duality. In the absence of duality, there is no concept of non-duality either. If there is something to be seen, a seer is also there. In the absence of anything to see, there is no seer at all either. If there is an interior, there surely is an exterior. If there be no interior, there is also no exterior. If there be a concept of completeness, it implies consequently something of incompleteness. If there is a little that can be thought of, it becomes all in no time. If there is not a little, nothing whatsoever of anything at any time, nothing arises, nothing arises. Therefore, all this doesn't exist in the list at any time, neither you nor I, neither this nor that. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self, that there is no non-self, there is no non-self. There is nothing by way of example in this world, nor is there anything for which an example is to be given. There being only Brahman alone, be of the certitude that there is no non-self, that there is no non-self, there is no non-self. There is no mind to think I am the Supreme Brahman. This universe is only Brahman alone. You are also only Brahman. There is no mind to think I am the Supreme Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. This universe is only Brahman alone. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. You are also only Brahman. Tattvam Asi. Tattvam Asi. I am just consciousness alone, and there is no non-self. Be of this certitude. Thus, in brief, the definition of the self has been told to you. By hearing this well once, one indeed becomes Brahman oneself. Nidagha. Who are you? Who indeed? Tell me, best among the speakers, that upon hearing which one is released instantaneously from the great hardship of samsara? Ribhu. I indeed am the Supreme Brahman. I indeed am the Supreme Happiness. I indeed am myself. I indeed am. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. I am Brahman alone. I am consciousness alone. I am possessed of divine knowledge. I am without any words to express myself. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. I am Brahman alone. I have no meaning. This is without meaning. I am devoid of the meaning of all. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sadashiva. I am ever pure, enlightened, eternal, totally blemishless. I am of the nature of the ever blissful. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. I am of the nature of the eternal perfection. I am existence, consciousness, bliss, Satchidananda. I am of the nature of non-duality alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. I am of the nature that cannot be described. I am without beginning and without end. I am not of the nature of insentient matter. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. I am without any sankalpa of my own. I am devoid of all nescience. I am all. I am that itself. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. I am devoid of all names and such. I am devoid of all forms. I am devoid of all attachments. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. I am the creator of all speech. I am beyond the end of all the Vedas and Vedanta. I am the end of all times. I am Brahman alone. I am the end of all forms. I am the joy that is the end of all names. I am the end of all the eons of time. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Dear Divine Selves, reflect on this Mahavakya, the eternal truth of yours. Do profound Vedantic meditation, Nidhi Dhyasana, on these sentences, utterances, and statements. Right now, right here, realize your true nature by profound Vedantic meditation on the divine nectarine words of Ribhu Gita. Realize your true self by profound Vedantic meditation, Nidhi Dhyasana, on these words of sage Ribhu. I myself am joy and nothing else. I myself am changeless consciousness. I myself am everywhere. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. Think profoundly, think deeply, reflect deeply that I am Brahman alone, one non-dual, eternal, immortal, blissful reality of all. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. I am Brahman alone. Meditate, meditate, meditate on these Mahavakyas, dear divine selves. Realize your true nature by reflecting on these Mahavakyas and be free from all fetters and bondage right now, right here. Realize that I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. I am the self which is Brahman alone. I am solely a mass of pure consciousness. I am the sole existent, undivided essence. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. Reflect within, deeply think of your true nature. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. I am Brahman alone. This is key to immortality and absolute freedom from all fear of disease, pandemic and death. Reflect on this Mahavakya. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. I am Brahman alone. I am solely of the nature of knowledge. I am of the nature that exists by itself. I am the sole existent, complete essence. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. I am of the nature of existence. I indeed am of the nature of beatitude. Kaivalya, I am. My nature is Kaivalya, beatitude supreme. I am beyond meaning or absence of meaning. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. I am of the nature that is immeasurable. I am of the nature that cannot be discussed. I am of the nature that cannot be comprehended. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. I am of the nature that is not woven together. I am without sorrow. I shine uninterruptedly. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. I am devoid of all activity. I am devoid of all differences. I am devoid of all doubts. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. Kevaloham Sada Shiva. I am without ego. I am without a master. I am ever of the nature of Brahman. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sadashivaha. Kevaloham Sadashivaha. I am Brahman alone. I am devoid of Brahma or the characteristics of Brahma and others, devoid of the characteristics of Vishnu, the sustainer, and others. I am without the characteristics of Shankara and others. I am beyond the characteristics of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesha. I am Brahman alone. I am beyond Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesha. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sadashivaha. Kevaloham Sadashivaha. Reflect deeply on this eternal truth of your nature, the great Mahavakya, the aphorism of the Upanishads, the key that unlocks the eternity, immortality, and universality of yours that is beyond birth and death, that Shiva you are, that Brahman you are, only due to ignorance of your true nature. You have been living like a miserable creature bound by illusory identity with the body and the insentient world. You, at the core of your existence, are nothing but Satchidananda. You are eternal existence, pure consciousness, and bliss infinite. You are Brahman alone. Reflect on this, practice Nididhyasana on this, do Vedantic meditation on this, and be free from all fear of disease and death, sorrow and suffering, pandemic, and all tragedies of death and disease. Be free right now, right here. You were always free. Only your illusion about your true nature has created all sorrows and sufferings, illusory fears of disease and pandemic and death. You are beyond birth and death. You are Brahman alone. Reflect deeply on this truth and be free from all fear, because you are Brahman alone. You are the death of the death. You are birth of the birth. You are God's. You are God of all gods. You are Lord of all lords. You are governor of all governors. You are ruler of all rulers. You are the supreme glory. You are the very life force of every single being. You are Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sadashivaha. Kevaloham Sadashivaha. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Realize this truth and imbibe this nectar of immortality within yourself. I am Brahman alone. Through the nectarine words and utterings of sage Ribhu, realize your true nature. I am silently luminous. I am Brahman alone. I am nothing. I am not the highest. I am a small thing. I am also the supreme and the biggest. I am also the supreme and the biggest. I am Brahman alone. Realize your true nature. Reflect deeply on this great aphorism. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. I don't have a lustrous body, nor am I the illuminator of the universe. I am a mass of consciousness. I am of the nature of consciousness. I am ever of the nature of existence. I am of the nature of existence. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. I am Brahman alone. I am joyous. I am the embodiment of joy. I am Brahman alone. I am neither a boy, nor am I a youth, nor an old man. I am higher than the highest. I am higher than the highest, superior than the supreme. I am Brahman alone. I am all in all. I am Brahman alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham sada. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. Soak every single cell of your body, senses and mind with this truth that I am Brahman alone, the eternal, universal, unconditioned, absolute reality. I am Shiva alone. I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. I am not of the nature that is manifold and diverse. I am Brahman alone. This, my own experience, has thus been told. The supreme essence of all the Upanishads, what has been just narrated to you by enlightened sage Ribhu, is the supreme nectarine essence of all the Upanishads and the Vedanta philosophy. Drink the nectar of the Upanishadic truth. Drink, enjoy, sip down, and get soaked in the supreme essence, the supreme reality, the supreme knowledge of the Upanishads that has just been narrated to you by sage Ribhu, and become free right here, right now. Practice Nidhi Dhyasana. Every single word, sentence, and chapter of Ribhu Gita is an aid to direct self-realization, an aid to aparokshanubhuti, inspired, intuitive, direct, immediate, Personal self-realization is the supreme glory, ultimate objective, param purushartha of all. By just doing nidhi dhyasana, profound Vedantic meditation on these sentences, Mahavakyas, you would become free. In fact, you were never bound, you are always free. It is the illusion and ignorance and wrong faith that you are not free, that you are the mortal body. By reflecting on these eternal Mahavakyas, aphorisms of Upanishad, through the words of sage Ribhu in Ribhu Gita, become free right now. Meditate on these lines. Do profound Vedantic meditation and become free from all fear of disease and death. Realize your true nature, that I am Brahman alone. Kevaloham Sada Shivaha. Kevaloham Sada Shivaha. Whoever hears this becomes himself Brahman. Says Ribhu says that whosoever hears and practices as the aid of Nidhi Dhyasana, profound Vedantic meditation, these utterances, statements, becomes free, becomes absolute Brahman, because Brahmavid Brahmai Bhavati. The one who knows the Brahman becomes Brahman himself. Brahmavid Brahmai Bhavati. Realize your true nature and become free from all sorrows and sufferings, fears and disease and pandemic and death. These are all illusory in, upon and through you. All disease and death is within you, the mental modification. In the real you, there is no disease, there is no suffering, there is no death, there is no fear. You are fearless, you are fear of the fear, you are death of the death. You are immortal Brahman. Kevaloham Sada Shivaha. Kevaloham Sada Shivaha. I am Brahman alone. I am Shiva alone. Those deluded by the intellect with ideas of little learning and omniscience and the like, arising out of conceptual interpretations of the Vedas, scriptures, treatises, aphorisms, and the like, cannot, even by the study of hundreds of scriptures, know Shankara, the Shiva eternal, as being neither the gross nor the atomic, neither sukshma nor asthula, nor fire, wind, space, water, or earth, but as merely the shining heart space inside the chits within all beings. The Shiva is neither fire, nor wind, nor space, nor water, nor earth, but as merely the shining heart space inside the sheaths within all beings. Within your heart, within the heart cave, that Shiva is illuminating and revealing everything, the entire universe. Within your cave of heart is shining forth that is Shiva, that is Supreme Brahman, that you are that light of pure consciousness within your heart is the source, substance and substratum of the entire phenomenal universe. That is Brahman, that is eternal truth, that is Shiva, that you are, that I am. Realize your true nature by reflecting on these eternal truths of Ribhu Gita and become free right now through Nidhi Dhyasan on these aphorisms. Drink the nectar of Ribhu Gita, sip through the nectarine bliss of the words and sentences of Ribhu Gita and become immortal right now, right here. Get established in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Realize your true nature as pure consciousness and abide in the self. Abide in the self. That is the greatest glory. That is the supreme attainment of a human being is capable of. Become all of all in all. Perfect, wholesome reality you are. Realize yourself as the Brahman alone, Shiva alone. Do Nidhi Dhyasana, practice Nidhi Dhyasana. You can keep doing whatever you are doing as part of your obligation, but at the center of your mind and thought and intellect, keep these truths, keep reflecting that I am Brahman alone. That would become Sahaj Samadhi. That is called Jnana Samadhi. In Vedantic philosophy, that is the highest state when you are absorbed, the entire mental modification and the thought chain of thoughts is absorbed in the single object of meditation, that is the self within, the Brahman within, the luminous, lustrous light of pure consciousness. When the seer becomes the sole object of meditation and attention of your thoughts and mind, you are established in Jnana Samadhi, Sahaj Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Then you enjoy the unbroken bliss of Brahmananda. That is the supreme glory. That is the greatest achievement. That is the supreme knowledge. That is the key to immortality. That is the key to the freedom from all fear, from sorrows and sufferings, fear of disease and death. That Shiva you are. That Shiva you are. Realize this truth. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. Every day, with the help of one chapter of Ribhu Gita, we are going to do Nidhi Dhyasana, profound Vedantic meditation that is key to self-realization, immediate, intuitive, inspired, direct, personal self-realization. Join me and practice Nidhi Dhyasana with the help of Ribhu Gita. Every day one chapter I am going to take help of. Join me, I do that on YouTube. Kindly, if you have not joined and you have not subscribed to my YouTube, please join this. All these meditation practices and series of Ribhu Gita is going to be posted on YouTube alone. So if you want to enjoy this nectarine bliss, please subscribe to Veda Vedanta Mission YouTube channel. Kevaloham sada Shivaha. केवलोऽहं सदाशिवः अकर्ताहम् अभोक्ताहम् अविकारोऽहमक्रियः शुद्धबोधस्वरूपोऽहम् केवलोऽहं सदाशिवः केवलोऽहं सदाशिवः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्